Hello and welcome everybody. I thought I'd take this opportunity to, I was going to use the word experiment, but believe me, this is not really an experiment. The wife's out, so when the cat's away, the mice will play. What I'm going to do today is set light to some of these bad boys here. Basically, there's a myth going around that if you have nice fresh ones, they burn perfectly fine. If you have some old and decrepit ones, they explode and go off like a fragmentation grenade. And if you have some wet ones, it's like having a wasp on a bus. It's not a nice situation. So what I'm going to do basically is stop talking in a minute and I'm just going to set light to these bad boys. Now, if you've tuned in expecting some sort of scientific geeky Open University video, I do apologise. If you've just tuned in to see if Mick's gonna blow himself up or do even more damage, because at this present moment in time, me only one true good arm is in plaster. Then stay tuned. As Mr. Mamod said, this could go badly wrong and I could blow me other arm off. Well, bear with me and we'll just see. So what I'm going to do now briefly is I'm going to get the freshly made one that's been perfectly kept sealed, no problems, hopefully. Set light to that. Then I'm going to get another one, set light to that, which is the one that's come out of a brown Mamod box from about 1972 onwards. And then I'm going to dunk one in some water and light it. So we'll just see what happens. So just a little bit of meths on to start it. Always a good thing with this. And put that there like that. This one is the ordinary fresh tablet, and there it goes. So that's how this burns. So normally you don't see this when you've stuck it in your toy steam engine, but that's how this one burns. So you know, you stick it in, it's run along the carpet. No, well, I wouldn't recommend carpet really, but you know what I mean. It's run around and you're quite happy. Now, suppose you're new to the hobby and you just suddenly pick up an old box that's come with your near pristine or not so pristine Mamod. You get this tablet. Now this one's could be about, I don't know how many years old, but it's not in very good nick. And we'll add this just to give it a bit of flavour. Now we'll just stick a little bit of, as I say, don't do this at home, kids. It's not very safe. Now we'll watch how this reacts. This is the slightly older one, and if you watch, you'll see. I don't know if that's picking up on the video, but there's little bits shooting off everywhere, like little fragmentation grenades. So if you'd imagine that's going across your nicely polished kitchen worktop, it's just firing out little bits of happiness, which when your wife comes home, she normally goes a bit crackers like, because you've set light to the kitchen curtains. Right, one more. This baby's going to get dunked in some water. So apart from possibly being difficult to light, we'll see how the water approach goes. Well, with it being wet, it's not going so well. A little bit of this should do it. Right, so the third one is the wet one. Now I don't know if it's luck of the draw, but even the one in the middle of this video, in the middle of the three, is behaving reasonably well for an old fuel tablet. But believe me, if you ask around, sometimes these go off like, well, like grenades really. Well, I'll just keep video and we'll see what happens. Now, I'm not trying to encourage anybody that's watching this to try this at home, especially if you are a big kid, as in over 50 or near 50 like myself, or a very small child. Please, please try this with reasonable safety. I have a very poor track record with this, but I've got this all under control. If anything goes wrong, I've got a pair of oven gloves to hand. Anyway, just to add a little bit of spice to the mix, I found a packet of solid fuel tablets that I haven't set light to before, and they're so old they've got like an old pre-decimals sticker, as it were, on the side that says 1 and 6, and these I've never even heard of. They're not like the MSS tablets or the Mamod tablets or Esbit. I'll just put them in front of the camera and show you what they are. These guys are called Meta Original Solid Fuel Tablets. Now, these should be quite old considering how much they cost on the packet. So I think, well, let's just set light to one of these boys there, see what happens. Now, is there anything scientific happening here? Probably. Do you care? Some might. Do I care? Not really. Bit disappointed I haven't had any explosions yet, like. But, whoop, there's one. I just thought I'd set light to a few fuel tablets while the missus is out. Now, as you notice, I've prepared the area by just sticking it on a glass chopping board, really. But, at least it's not burning the old kitchen pine top like I did the other week. Let's see, we'll just keep going here. So, what have we learned? 1, being off work at the moment with a broken arm, I'm very bored, so I'm doing a lot of videos. 2, I think we've learned that a well-kept fuel tablet, which is the one on the far left as you look at the tablets, burns reasonably safely. The wet one, again hard to light but reasonably safely. The middle one, which is a bit old and decrepit, does throw off the odd little surprise. Now this mightn't seem much, but if you're, say, playing with a Mamod or a Esco or a Wild Score, whatever you like to call it, and you leave it unattended for a few seconds. Whoa, there we go. That was quite nice to watch, that one. Then I'm afraid these do fire off little cannonballs of surprise, which go all over your house and remain burning as they go. It's like sometimes they can go off like a scene from Kingdom of Heaven. They're quite spectacular. So I'm really, I suppose, Well, thanks for watching, everybody. What I must point out is that I restarted the cameras just to catch these small amounts of fuel tablets behaving like I thought they might. They're starting to explode and fly about a bit, which is really all I wanted to catch on camera. My house now smells like a chemical attack. I'm glad the wife's out of the house. She's got asthma. It doesn't go down too well, really. I'm just going to open a few windows now, you know, a bit of fresh air back in so that she can actually breathe when she comes home. It's often handy when you have a wife. Right, and with that, I'll say thank you. Thanks for popping by, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the STWWW 2014.